Okay, we we are going to explain the importance of the heart of the leader and then the mind of the leader in regards to love. So we're turning to Jeremiah 17. We read here in 17. The blessing, the curse, is verse 5. Cursed is the man that trusts in man and makes flesh his arm. Did we get our iPad working here? Oh, we did? Okay. Did we do did you see this counterfeit, babe? You got that, right? Okay. And then this one, agape. You didn't get that, okay. We'll be talking about agape. And the Jeremiah 17:5, the curse. Cursed is the man, and this is the man that trusts in man. Could you talk about trusting in man for a minute? What is it to trust in man? Anybody give me an example? Trusting in man. Trusting in man's words, man's promises, man's successes, man's personality, man's intellect, it'll let you down. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it'll let us down. Like people can let us down, not always, but there's a curse in it anyway if I trust in man. There's like automatic curse there. And we may see the results of the curse in our lifetime, but we also may, really we may not, but we will see it when we see God face to face. We'll see that my life was under a curse because I was trusting in the flesh of man. And here's the reason why. Because the heart of man is deceitful, desperately wicked. And we draw it this way. You've seen this. You're tired of seeing it. This is the heart with the hole in it, meaning there's a curse in the heart of man who has lost God. So man and God are not together because of sin. So man is not trusting in God, but he's trusting in man. And we see it all around us in our society where you have a lot of people trusting in people in government and in personalities and in their works and their goodwills and intentions. So we have a curse here that we should know about. It says in verse 5, and makes flesh his arm. What does that mean, makes flesh his arm? Yeah, look at my arm. Okay, this is the arm doing something, the arm being strong, the arm, the design of my activity. And whose heart departs from the Lord. For he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good comes. This is important. Not see when good comes. Now, what if your leader is under this curse? The leader will not see good when it comes. Wow, that's a message, isn't it? We should park there for a couple months. We'll be coming out of there in September with 1,000 messages. Does not see good when it comes. Wow, give me an example. Give me an example of good comes, but you don't see it. Jesus came, and I didn't see it. What else? David counted the population, the people, and God said that, that's wrong. Because really, David was in good shape. Good was there. He didn't need to count the people. How about a man got to eat lunch today? He got up, he went to bed, he slept, he had a good night's sleep, he got in the car, he started the car made it all the way to work, he got gasoline, he had money, he had a credit card, he came back from work, he called his mother or his girlfriend, or he wrote a letter, or he watched something, he came to Bible college, and he hears good words and messages, and good is coming, and he doesn't see it. What does he see instead? Problems, okay. What does he see in his heart? Because the heart is the problem here. My heart can miss God's blessings. When good comes, I don't see it. My heart can miss what is really happening. I've realized my life is full of that I have this easy propensity for seeing the problem instead of seeing the good. And it says here in that verse, let's see, he does not see when good comes, okay. This is agape love now. Let's just make a few points here. Agape love is the 1 Corinthians 13 love. How many are familiar with that chapter? How many have memorized the chapter? Oh, how many are saying, Pastor, I want to memorize it, but I haven't? How many are lying to me? Okay, so this chapter, there's certain verses there from verse 4 to verse 8. You should really memorize those verses. Those are great verses. And it's a list there that we're going to speak about tonight in this class. I'd like you to realize that there is a kind of thinking that happens in agape love, because we have a new heart. The new heart is the one that is described here in Jeremiah 17. What's the difference between Philippe Siraji's class and Pastor Schaller's class when it comes to the iPad? His are all typed out. He has it all planned out. Every sentence is there, and he teaches so well. Doesn't he? Isn't he a good teacher? Well, he's a very good teacher. Okay, so we really do love it. So, but I do it this way. Verse 7. Blessed is the man that trusted in the Lord, whose hope the Lord is. So this is verse 7. And he shall be a tree planted by the waters, and that spreads out her roots by the river. Compare verse 8 with verse 6. We have heath in the desert. These are these dried up small little brown bushes that look like they're useless, and they probably are. We have a tree planted by the waters, spreads out her roots by the river. Where'd the river come from? In verse 6, there is no river. It's a wilderness in parched places. Let's look at it this way. Let's go back here. This is a diagram, as we mentioned. There is no river in this diagram. There is no resource. There is no new heart here. There's a curse here. There is no fruit here. There is no tree planted by the rivers of water. This is a picture of just man trusting in man. And there's a curse there. This is the new way planted by the river, and the fruit, the tree, this is the blessing. There's a blessing here. This is the mindset of agape love, is a new heart, and this is the blessing. And a blessing is a blessing, honestly. It's amazing. I love that. When you are blessed, you are blessed. There's a blessing. Wow. I can't explain it. I just feel I am blessed, and I really am. And I don't take the credit for it. I just see Christ did this. Your life is designed by God to be blessed. But it can't be if you are trusting in the heart of man, the way of man, the flesh of man. But if you are trusting in this new way, then you have agape love. Agape love affects your thinking. And this thinking is not the thinking of the natural man. Here are some examples. There are people that think unjustly. They think unjustly. I might have about 15 things here to say, maybe more. Think unjustly. They form opinions of other people. They think enviously. Oh, she has a new dress on. Okay. Why does she think that she has a right to have a new dress? The scarf. She has a new scarf on. Well, who does she think she is? Okay. Envy, it's amazing. Envy governs opinions, words, and it's rooted in envy. It's amazing in James 3. Another kind of thinking is suspicious thinking. That's why I would not be a good security officer, because security has to be suspicious. That's what they're paid to do. Like when you see people, you think of the worst case scenario. Muhib is one of them, I think. But he has agape love as he does his job. But you have to get training to think suspiciously. And you're thinking it like professionally, regarding safety and the well-being of other people, and you're trained for that. But by nature, agape love is not suspicious. You are not casting upon people worst-case scenario. You're not thinking the worst about them. You are thinking the best about them. This is the nature of God. Another thinking that is not done by agape is revenge. Have you ever had that kind of boil up inside you? Revenge. How you could get back, hurt somebody, they hurt you, how you can hurt them. This is wrong. It's not agape. It's not God's love. It's a different kind. It's the curse of Jeremiah 17. Then we have dwelling upon other people's faults, dwelling upon other people's faults, real or imagined. Real or imagined. Anybody explain that to me? Real or imagined? What's that mean?
By sight and not by facts.
Okay, it could be real. Let's say somebody is convicted of a crime, they go to jail. I dwell on that. It's a real fault. But I'm not dwelling on that real fault. I'm going to see it in a different way. I'm going to think, I wonder how he's doing in the prison. I hope he's doing well. I hope he finds real answers. I hope God ministers to him. I love him. You know, isn't that beautiful? So I dwell not on the crime he committed that put him in the jail, which is real, but I'm not dwelling on it. And also imagined fault that I may project upon the person, and I dwell on that. That is not agape love. I'm not naive. It's just simply that God has blessed me with another heart and mind. Because the heart behind agape is this new heart. This is the one without the hole in it. And this is the heart promised in Ezekiel. I will do a new thing. I will give you a new heart and a new spirit. This is the new covenant promise. We have the heart of David. We have the heart of Jesus. We have the new heart of Jeremiah 17, verse 7. This is the heart. Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, and he shall be like a tree planted. Now, if you want to have a fresh experience with people who do not have agape love, then go to a bar room. I don't recommend you do it, but go to a bar room, have a Coca-Cola, and sit there and listen to people talk. And as they talk, you will recognize the curse that is upon the man that trusts in the flesh of man. And he'll say, he shouldn't have never done that to me. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to light his house on. It happened to our church up in Maine. This woman got saved in our church. Her husband was jealous, didn't want her to go to the church. He was in a bar room, and he was boasting about he was going to go burn down the church. And that night he did. At like 3 o'clock in the morning, he took a can of gasoline. He went to the church. This is our church in Maine on Route 1. And I came to the early morning prayer meeting, and there was like a heap of ashes. At the front end, they saved the building, but the front end of it was gone. I go, what happened? They said somebody tried to burn it down last night. And he went to pray, I don't really remember what happened, but the police investigated, and he was boasting in the bar room that he was going to burn it down. That's how smart he was. That's how skillful he was at crime. Okay. Another one. Did I say dwelling upon the faults of other people? I did. Yeah. Then we've got this Ezekiel 36:26, new heart. I want to just make a point here. Verse 8, Jeremiah 17, verse 8. Her roots are by the river. So this is the roots by the river. Because when you have God, you have another source, and shall not see when heat comes. So does not see when the heat comes, not see when heat comes. The other one doesn't see when good comes, but this is when you're under pressure. It's not such a big deal. We're okay. I don't see when the heat comes, because we have a new heart and new mind. It's amazing. How's your, I don't know many examples of that. Okay, another one. Do you see it? I think you do. Do you understand that? You see, the heat comes, like the whole thing. Like, I remember when I lived in Finland, I met this German guy who married one of the Finnish ladies in our church, and he didn't like Finland. He was from East Germany. And I met him. I go, well, it's fine. You live wherever you live. It's really not so much the place, but what's in your heart. And then he'd speak negative about Finnish people and Finland and the climate and all of these kind of things. And I would be like, no, I cannot do that. I cannot do that. And you know what happened? We get a blessing. And I have all these Finnish friends finished disciples, these amazing people that, they're amazing. I love them so much. They are just amazing. And what what happened in his life is he ended up in a divorce and returned to Germany. And you have to ask the question, the point wasn't where I live. If I'm blessed of God, I won't see when the heat comes. Doesn't it say that? I'm not saying that I'm not saying I can do this. I'm just saying this is what God is saying. Isn't that interesting? I don't know. Let's go on, because I'm getting into more trouble as I'm talking. I'm trying to explain it, but I not apologize for it, and I understand. Like, do I want to live in Egypt, or do I want to live in Libya, or where my backyard is a sandbox that never ends? Do I want to live in a place? I met a Chinese guy in one of our churches, and he was in prison, and I said, "What's a Chinese prison like?" He said, "He said it is terrible." I said, "How much food did you eat?" He said, "I got a little ball, like a little ball of dough, once a day." And I said, "What was the worst thing?" He said, "I had to, because of disciplining you, they put you in a little box. So I had to curl up and be in a little box the whole day, and they won't let you out, just to chastise you." Do I want that? I realize that we have our limitations. I realize, but at the same time, we are reading something that is very profound. And that is that if you are trusting in God, your life is blessed and you will not see when the heat comes. Those are dramatic and radical examples, but I also have to say, let's say you're working in a place where your boss doesn't like you. And many problems that you have at work. Well, there's something here in the lesson that agape love is saying, God is saying that there is a love in how you think, in what you think of other people. Here's another one, fault finding. The people that are always looking to find fault, right? Please don't do that. Next one, complain about ill treatment. Right? Like, I've been treated poorly, I have a lawsuit possibility, I'm going to sue them, I'm going to get a pile of money. It's like, be careful. Cursed is the man that trusts in the flesh. Blessed is the man that trusts in the Lord. What does God want you to do? I'm not suing them. I am forgiving them. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just saying there are people that they play the victim, and it's not agape love. They complain of being neglected. Has it ever happened to you that it was your birthday and nobody knew it? Or even worse, everybody knew it but nobody said anything? Huh? It was your birthday, no card, nobody said happy birthday, nobody sang it, nobody even thought about it. The thought of a cupcake didn't even cross their mind. Okay? And it's just devastating. The heart of man is very, in a way, very fragile. But because we have the heart of Christ and we are drawn to something bigger than we are, this love has made us pretty strong. We become, like, because agape love, it says it never fails, bears all things, believes all things, and hopes all things. So we have to grow up from being a crybaby and always finding what is missing, what is wrong, and always complaining, and becoming a minister. Here's a good little phrase. Be part of the solution. Be part of the solution, not of the problem. Be part of the solution, not a part of the problem. This is how you become a leader. Everybody can be part of the problem. Wasn't fair what happened. Yeah, it wasn't fair what happened. Yeah, it wasn't fair what did. Hey, it's always going like that. We got a problem here. Yeah, we got a problem. When I lived in Eastern Europe, it was problemia, or what was it? Problemia? I think. Problem. Yeah. It was common in the language. We have a problem. We have a problem. We have a problem. It was kind of just part of. But then, like, we have a solution. Who would say those words? We have a solution. We have an answer. We have a way out. We have something we could do, and this is the way we think. And many of the folks there in Eastern Europe are thinking like that also, because God changes us and makes us. We question the purity of other people's motives, question their motives. Why are they so nice to me? Why are they so nice to me? Oh, I know why. They're going to ask me for some money. Why are those people so nice to me? They want to get something from. I know what their motives are. They are so nice to me, it makes me sick. Okay? That's funny. It came out too strong, though. Okay. I question the truthfulness of other people. Question truthfulness of other people. You know, charity believes all things. And when you say something to me, I'm going to believe you. That's the way I am. I've decided that. I'm going to believe you. Unless I have reason to be suspicious or to question you, and of course I can, but as I question you, I want to believe you because I don't want to impute to you something that is not real and true. I want to believe the best about you. I also, I do not have a readiness to hear evil. Or I have a readiness to hear bad report. Readiness to hear evil or a bad report about you or other people. Actually, I traffic in it, or I would like to hear it. I'd like to find other discontented people. That's an interesting point, isn't it? I want to find other discontented people. Why? What? It reinforces my discontent. I found another one. Oh, there's another one. They get out on the phone. I found another one that is discontented with him or her or the church or that family. I knew it. We got a problem here. I have found 20 discontented people. I am counting them. I even have them in my phone book. I have a list of them, of the people that are unhappy or discontented. Is that agape love? Agape love is part of the solution. Agape love rejoices in the truth. Agape love is believing the best. Agape love is like God. That God is thinking like this about people. Agape love sees our potential. It's not fishing for iniquity. It is covering iniquity. Love covers sin. Love never fails. Love endures all things. Love is patient. Love is kind. It's very powerful. And by the way, this is the kind of leadership that really is effective. It affects people because you actually realize it is for me. I want to be loved like this. The coach of the basketball champion team, UConn, he is a believer. He was 13 years in the NBA, and he wasn't such a great player, but everybody wanted him on their team because of the spirit he had and the love he had, and he made an impact on the team and the people that were there. And also, some NBA players say that man mentored me and taught me to be a responsible adult as an NBA player. And I think God honored him by giving his team that victory. I mean, it's like a very narrow margin of succeeding and winning that championship, but he did. And maybe it's like a message to the country. Again, a Christian overcomes. Like he survives. Now, can't you tell me that a man like him or Tim Tebow or some other believer, that there wouldn't be an attack, complaints, problems all around him? And guess what? When you think like we're teaching now, agape love, this agape love is not envious. It is not retaliatory. It is not revengeful. If you mistreat me, I'm not going to mistreat you. If you don't like me, I'm not going to not like you. If you are jealous of me, I'm not going to be jealous of you. If you conspire and you get a gang of people against me and you're going to make a plot to kind of take me out, you may do that. But I don't know what will happen, but I am not going to treat you the way you treat me. I've got God. I'm trusting in God. And I'm thinking a certain way. And actually, I feel sorry for you if you behave like this because it's going to bite you. When you do this to me, somebody over here, God will affect you by somebody over here. This is Psalm 64. Let's turn and read that. This is a great class, actually. Psalm 64, verse 6. Verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. Now I'm talking about the coach of UConn, and I don't know details. I'm only making this up, but I know it is the way it works in life. There's somebody encouraging themselves, and he's got a group of people with him, and they are conspiring in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. That means they're setting traps. By the way, when George Bush, George W., the second one, when he was running, and they realized that this man could be a Republican candidate for the presidency, they set him up in the office with a woman. And this is in his autobiography. And there was a woman in the office, and she was planted there to seduce him so that he would have some affair with her, and that would be used to discredit him when he ran for office, and he'd be taken out. It was part of a conspiracy. It was a plan. But he didn't yield to the temptation because he had Christ in his life, the way he was living. You see, let's read the verse again with that in mind. They can commune of laying traps privily. That means secretly, without people knowing about it. And they say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. They're going to look for the bones in the closet, the skeleton in the closet. They're going to work very hard against this coach of UConn. I guarantee you there are such people that would take that guy out. They would love to hear some scandalous thing about a successful person, especially if you have Christ in your life, you're targeted. Okay? Their inward thought of every one of them in the heart is deep. Wow. They go to bed thinking about it. They are committed. It's not a surface thing. It's deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Who will shoot at them? God. You know what will happen? They'll go to bed at night. They'll be thinking. They're thinking of their evil, their work, and everything. They fall asleep, and then they wake up and, what? They had a nightmare. They're afraid. They're like horrified. They had a nightmare. There was something, who knows what God will do, but God will shoot at them. You don't shoot at them. You have agape love. You go along your way with agape love, and you think no evil. They think evil, but you do not. They calculate, but you do not do that, because you're thinking with God, with agape. That's amazing. And then it says, suddenly shall they be wounded, and you will find these people sometimes living under a bridge as an alcoholic. You find them sometimes homeless on the street. And if you go back to what happened in their life, what happened, and you'll find that God shot at them with an arrow and wounded them. And they did it. They sowed the seed. They attacked. They went after it. It happened with Judas Iscariot and Jesus Christ. And I didn't make it up, and I'm not after that, and I don't project that upon people, but I'm just saying it is a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living God. And you don't have to worry about your enemies. God will take care of them. And you don't have to think about them or worry about them or even defend yourself. God will do it. And it says in verse 8, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Even their own words will convict them. They'll be caught in a trap. They'll be caught in their own pit that they dug. They will fall into it. And you look at Haman in the story of Esther, and you see how Haman was hung on the gallows that he had made for Mordecai. Okay, so there's a short lesson there. And then I've got a couple more statements here. There is a readiness to hear evil. They want to hear, readiness to hear evil. And this is a good test. Do you want to hear how Greater Grace has closed its doors? And they say, yeah, I do. People come out of the woodwork to hear bad stuff. Yeah, what happened? Is that right? Is that what they did? Is it, really? Oh, they'd be right there, right in the whole thing. You know, it's like, oh, it's Christmas time. You know, finally Greater Grace is buried. It's like, you know what's so funny about it is that we can laugh about it. Guys, like, our life is you know, we just are enjoying the kingdom. And it says, we don't rejoice in evil in 1 Corinthians 13. We rejoice in truth. You know, when you like to hear the bad news about somebody's demise, you have to question, do I have compassion? Do I love? You know, when somebody is hurt, you know, I feel sorry about it. And I want to hear, it doesn't matter who they are. Life can be so hard. Even these dear people that get in trouble trusting in their flesh. life can be so hard, and God is so gracious to them. And we must be like that to people and not believing evil reports of other people. I don't want to believe it. Sometimes there are people, they believe the evil reports, I don't want to believe it. Do you? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know. That's right. Agape love is like amazing the way it is. And I am honestly, I do not know this subject so well. I really want to learn it. And sometimes I say to myself, well, now I need agape love. Like my love has been good enough so far. It hasn't really, but now I need to love with agape love. You know, it was easy to love the people that love me, but now I need to learn agape love. I got married. It was easy to love my wife for 15 years, and now after 15 years, I need to learn to love her with agape love. And even then, that's not good enough. She is such a problem. Even agape love isn't enough. No. Uh-oh. No. I'm so happy about my marriage, so I can't joke about it, because you know what? If I couldn't joke about it, you'd never hear me say anything. Don't ever say that. Shh, we got to cover that up. You know? So, security. When you're healthy, you can pretend to be sick because you're not sick. But when you're sick, you pretend to be healthy. It can be like that. I don't know. Then another thing is, not only do you think over your personal injury, but you communicate it. And you imagine it to be worse than it is. Careful how you talk to yourself. Like even a statement like, I am tired. It's like, you could be tired, but why say it? Why do you say it? You could say it. You can be like that. But I'm just saying there are people that are chronically like talking about things that they pass from the real to the imaginary. Real to the imaginary. Right? We may worsen our condition by our own poisonous influences. Okay? All right. The last thing I think I'll just say here is that I guess I'll ask a question. Do you have any comment or anything to say? Yes.
How do you help someone? Or, because it's like a downward spiral. It keeps getting worse and worse.
Okay.
And it seems so much of our society is that way. Internet chat room, whatever. Around the water cooler.
Yes. Yeah, what do we do? I think your life with Christ is the point. I think we can't change the people around us necessarily. We can be positive. It's fun to be with happy people, positive people, loving people. I think it really speaks loudly when somebody has love in their heart and they're actually saying something like, I got a speeding ticket today, but I'm okay. I'm like, sorry about that. I shouldn't have been speeding. But actually, I look down the road and, I don't know what you want to say about it, but the way you digest the problem, it speaks to people. My mother is sick. I got demoted at work. I've got, an uncle who has got a problem, and we all have life happening, but there's a difference between somebody who has agape love and somebody that doesn't. They are injured, they are offended, they speak about it, they relate to it, they magnify it, they look for others that have similar grievances and problems, and that's a way that people live. And there's a curse on that. There's a curse, and they don't see good when it comes. There's another man, the same thing is happening, but there's some blessing in his life. And he's planted by the rivers of waters. He has the truth in his heart, and he builds on it. He speaks about it. He relates to it. He forgives a lot. He puts upon life the biggest, greatest construction of an abundant eye. Proverbs 25:9, the abundant eye will be blessed. And he's believing God. He's saying in his heart, God is in it. God is with me. It's going to pass. We are blessed of God. That's amazing. We are blessed of God. It's going to pass. Somebody had an apartment. They lost their apartment. They were discouraged. They were around the body. They were believing. They were living in love. And in a couple of years' time, the whole thing turned around. They have a house. And they say, I don't know how this happened, but God blessed me. It didn't happen in my time frame, but it did happen. And I learned to put my trust in the Lord. God is taking care of me, and he will take care of me. I know that. That's awesome. So even the injury that you have, you just need to learn to live in agape love. And you're going to do awesome. And you'll be a leader, because that's what happens. Love produces in you a character that is attractive to people. Your words, your attitude, it's attractive, and we enjoy it. And that's our fellowship of love. Okay, your assignment is to read 1 Corinthians 13 and memorize those verses from 4 to 8 and write them on a card, pull it out of your pocket, read it through the week, really work on it, write it on the windshield of your car with a Sharpie if you want. If you can take it off, I don't know. And memorize it, think about it, and apply it, enjoy it, and you are dismissed.